Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm here with Faulkingham. She is the Director of Development and Engagement at Partners for Peace, and she's here. Well, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And of course, she's here today to talk about a new program they're launching. Your 50th anniversary of the organization Partners for Peace is coming up. So in honor of that, you guys are gathering 50 stories of domestic violence, which, can you tell us a little bit about this program?
So we are turning 50 years old this year, which we're incredibly excited about, and we couldn't imagine a better way to share our collective story as a region, Penobscot and Piscataquis counties, than to involve the people with lived experience and lift up their stories. So we're collecting 50 stories to be a part of our collective story as a domestic violence movement in Maine.
Yeah, and in my experience with these things, it's so important for people to be able to have an outlet that they choose to tell their stories. And have you had, how's it been so far? Have people been reaching out? Is there interest?
Absolutely. We've had a lot of people reach out with different forms of stories, some written stories that we're getting, some artwork that people are submitting, all people who have been impacted by domestic violence, whether they're a survivor of domestic violence or a surviving family member of a domestic violence homicide victim. So they're sharing the stories of the people who can no longer, and it's been really wonderful to work with people and to make sure that they have as much autonomy over their story as possible, because that's just incredibly important. It can be incredibly healing, and it can be a form of justice too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, healing, I think, keyword stands out to me. And like you said too, multimedia, which is amazing, and you're turning this into something that people can learn from, and I mean, it's kind of like an art gallery, right?
It is, yeah. We are eventually going to turn it into an art gallery, and it'll be an online virtual art gallery as well, so people can view it from anywhere. And it will be a lot of written stories, a lot of people sharing what happened to them and who they are today, and some people are sharing these beautiful forms of artwork that they've created. We really want people to get creative and feel like they can share their story in many different forms, whatever form feels the best to them and is the safest for them too.
Yeah, great point. This is so exciting to me because it seems like this is so important for destigmatization purposes. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Destigmatizing it. And I mean, it's just, this is something that so many people hear about all the time, so we might as well just collectively learn more about our community in this way.
So many people have a story. Right. So many of my friends and family have these stories. We know there's way more than 50 people, way more than 50 stories out there, but we just want to highlight a few of them, 50 of them to be exact, for our community to be able to bear witness to people's stories and hear them, take them in, learn from them. We're hoping to learn from people's stories who, you know, maybe there were gaps in what was available at the time, or even still. We want to learn and grow for the next 50 years to be able to help people who are affected by domestic violence.
Right. You guys are on the front lines of helping people in those situations.
Yes, and we have been for 50 years. We were the first domestic violence resource center established in the state of Maine, and we were the third in the country.
Wow.
So this history that we're celebrating, 50 years, is not just ours as a region, it's ours as a state, as a movement to end domestic violence. So we are honored to be telling these stories and to be celebrating 50 years of helping people affected by the issue.
Absolutely. Where can people send them?
They can send us their stories on our website, www.partnersforpeaceme.org. Okay. That's where you can also get more information about our big 50th anniversary celebration, which is coming up in October 6th.
Right. So these stories are being accepted until August 1st in order to have them all ready by October 6th.
Yes. Yeah. We've got some workshops coming up if people would like help crafting their stories too.
Awesome.
Yes.
And we will have all that information on our website, foxbangor.com, as we post this interview. But it looks like we're about out of time. Casey, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Of course. We'll send it over to Devin Biggs for our full weather forecast.